you live in Nashville nowadays?
Yeah, we just bought a place in Montana as well. So my kids are up in Montana. We bought a bar, hotel, casino that opened in 1896 in the Big Hole Valley. Some of the most legendary trout fishing in Montana. You got the elk hunting right there, bear hunting right there, off-road trails. It's wild. The Big Hole River's right out the back door. It's old Shoshone, Nez Perce, Native American hunting grounds. It's gorgeous. So I stuck my kids in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. So you gonna do any like country shows or something like that there, like an event, a festival or something?
Yeah, we're gonna do like Wise River Jam. We got a lot of ideas. I bought it with Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. So we're gonna put some cool rock and roll memorabilia in there. And
which by the way, I'm a Red Sox fan. So knowing about the 2013, that's right. The Beard came here to party. And so whenever I heard that, and then that's what you guys walked out. I went to my first Red Sox game actually this last week.
Okay.
Yeah, and they got their asses stomped.
Yeah, I got to go up and do the national anthem and paint home plate at a game. It's pretty wild.
That's awesome.
The wind blew as I was painting the plate white, and I was wearing all black, and the wind just goes, and just paints me white. It was really cool.
That's good. Oh, shit. But that's awesome, though. Yeah, when the Red Sox were growing out their beards and all that stuff, and that was like their anthem coming out. Like, now we're working with the guy. That's
we wrote that song. First time I met Billy Gibbons, that was 2013 September. Yeah. And we recorded the song. I never met the dude in my life. I was terrified to meet him, right? Because he's my ultimate hero. Yeah. And then he left, and he took the mix CD from the board. They print the mix that day, which is like a rough mix. And he went out, and some guy said, "Oh my God, I'm a huge ZZ Top fan." And he goes, "Cool." And he goes, "Well, you know what I do. What do you do?" And he says, "I find songs for sports teams." And he goes, "Right now I'm looking for a beard song for the Red Sox." And I shit you not, Billy pulled a CD out of his pocket, put it in his hand. 24 hours later, I turn on national TV and my song's playing. I'm like, well, that was fucking quick.
Wow.
Dude, I know, like, we got some really cool topics, like stuff like that to talk about in the podcast. Yeah. But you're that guy, man, who just manifests things.
All the time. It's so weird.
I want to talk about that. You
yeah.
Believe it.
Yeah. From David Letterman to Dave Grohl, all of that was in my head of like, maybe this could happen. Like, Suki, who the hell's Suki? It's my favorite sushi in Nashville. Had it yesterday.
One of our sales rep.
Ask him if he owns Suki Sushi. It's a big thing in Nashville.
They live in China, so.
Just put your hand in it.
Oh, hell yeah,
dude. I figured we had to do a little bit of twinning, you know what I mean?
The Desert Eagle?
Yeah. I had to get a gold deagle out, you know?
Wow.
Just a little bit.
It's amazing.
We're not Rolls Royce, man. It can't be any other color.
Where's the mag drop on that?
Yeah.
Is it that guy?
No, it should just be the little button right by the trigger guard. Little tiny button right here.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So, guys, here I am in a Rolls Royce, the Desert Eagle.
A gold tiger stripe Desert Eagle. Mind you. Right here, wait a minute, hold on. There we go. In case you want something a little bit more classy, you know, the 1911, you know what I'm saying?
This is amazing. Look, I'm checking them all just in case. Every gun is loaded until it's not, correct?
Until it's not.
Go back. There we go. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we figured we had to wait to pull out of the airport before we did this.
Yeah, we got the car. Suicide doors too, so.
Yeah, quick. Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah, I need to get like a custom holster for it in there.
My kid's goal is to have a Desert Eagle.
Yeah?
So I kind of need to FaceTime my wife real quick.
So now, see the time zone difference. Like, it's pretty early.
Is it what, mountain time or Pacific?
Mountain. So I think it's what, 2 hours difference?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was 2 hours. Yeah, I took him. I was really good friends with Neil, that on the Ready Gunner, you know, the Army Ranger that passed away last year. Was a big influencer.
Yeah, dude, that was really sad.
Oh, I love that guy so much. I did river trips with him. It was so sad he left that many kids behind. But right before he died, I was in Salt Lake, and I was like, I need to go introduce my kids to Neil because he's like my hero. People don't realize that dude was on every continent in the world before he became an Army Ranger, because his dad did first descents on the Amazon River and mapped out a lot of the Amazon. So Neil would go with him when he was like 12, and I'm like, dude, you're on every continent before you became a Ranger. And then he did badass shit, and then he started Ready Gunner. Yeah. And so I was just like, I didn't have time, but I made time, and I'm so glad I did, because it was like 2 months before he died. But I took my boys to a shop, and I didn't even know through video games their knowledge of weapons, right?
Yes.
And they're going down the wall, P90, blah, 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 just naming everything off. And Neil's like, what the fuck, dude? How do a 7 and 12-year-old know all this? And he offered them both jobs because they're funny as hell. And they kind of talk a little dirty. They're a little edgy. You know, my wife says it's me, but it's debatable. But yeah, it was such a great time. So
yeah, that's pretty freaking cool, though. I didn't know that about Neil, but yeah, it's sad story.
Yeah.
I heard Red Sox suck.
Yeah,
they did at the Blue Jays game that last week.
Oh yeah,
13-1. That was great. Yeah, yeah.
Well, I'd have to come out of retirement and give him a fucking song.
Yep. You'll need. Yeah.
Said I'll never write another facial hair song again.
Well, that could change.
Hey,
that could
you look good on Letterman, man. Yeah. Clean shave.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Little chin strap.
Little chin strap, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my beard before this past weekend, but it'll come back hopefully.
That's right. Why did you shave the mustache though?
You know, I'm at a new unit, and I'm trying to, you know, get
G unit.
G unit. I'm trying to, like, you know, just look a little bit more proper until I, you know.
Okay.
Get a little bit better now.
Normally, like, he's got the beard. Yeah. If he ever does his drills or whatever, right?
Are you military?
I'm Marine Reserves. Yeah. We'll have to come out and do an elk hunt as well.
Oh yeah, come out. You guys gotta come stay at our lodge. We'll shoot some content out there.
Oh, now that sounds like it's pretty sweet.
Amazing.
Open bar. I know the owner.
We like that.
Do you guys have country chicks with miniguns there? Or no?
Yes, definitely. Yeah.
We can make it happen on the rest.
It's not quality as much as it's quantity. They all have miniguns. They're all okay.
I mean, that's a lot more than the girls that I know that have miniguns right now.
Right. Not a lot of smoke shows.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think something like that would be a lot of fun, because we've been talking about, like, I don't know, I mean, doing like a hunt or something would be pretty cool, but I don't know, you know, what we'd be cool with showing on YouTube, or what YouTube would be cool with showing, you know.
That's just so difficult. It's the social media shit.
Yeah, because we got a buddy of ours, 22 Plinkster, who's like a big hunter, but he's a trick shotter, all sorts. He's a badass, whatever. And he did some now guy hunting, and that was something that he did and showed on his video and all that stuff, and yeah, loved it, you know.
Let's just quickly write a classified song. That's it, just right away.
Oh yeah.
It's a classic firearm song. There you go. Well, you had a good tune going. You know, we just have to change it up a little bit. But with the Gold Desert Eagles, Rolls Royce, you know, there you go.
All we need is a Gold Desert Eagle, a trunk load of beagles. What are we doing with the beagles? What do you think we're doing?
I mean, they're hunting dogs, right?
Yeah, we're gonna hunt them.
We're gonna hunt them.
The ATF is in the trunk.
Yes.
God damn it.
Yes, with the dogs.
Save the dogs.
Yeah, we saved the dogs.
So who started the site? One of you guys, the founders, or?
No, his name is Rick Jones. Actually, okay, there's Ben, which will meet probably, and there's Rick, and Ben started the company in the 80s, storage unit type sale, like backyard garage sale, legit, but you know, dicey, like with how he had everything set up. He actually brought the site online in like 1998, maybe 2005, somewhere in that range, like early.com. And then ran it until 2010, where Rick Jones bought the company. And then Rick had bigger visions for the online site. You know, really wanted to make an e-commerce, like we could buy and sell. And in 2012, we launched the actual .com website, classicfirearms.com.
Because it was like classicarms.us, right?
Yeah. And then it's just exploded since.
So are you guys one of the top online sites then?
Top 5, yeah.
Who's your competition? Like Gunbroker?
I mean, Gunbroker's a little bit different because that's like kind of peer-to-peer, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, Gunbroker's huge, but it's like individual selling. So Gunbroker does amazing, but it's so different than us. I mean, Bud's Gun Shop is the old school, like everybody, you know, shop there in like the 2010s. They've really kind of fallen off. They focus on retail now. Palmetto State Armory, great company. They're manufacturing stuff online, but they do a lot of business.
Yeah, then there's Brownells too.
Yeah. Brownell's kind of like a retailer, so it's like a little bit different than us.
Yeah.
But we're definitely top 5.
That's cool.
Yeah, pretty big.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, like literally when you type any kind of gun content on YouTube, there's definitely a video or two from Class Firearms Podcast.
Oh yeah. Well, we put out so much content. Once COVID hit, the team pretty much got together and said, wow, everybody's like home. We're starting to see our viewership go up because nobody's got anything to do. People either lost jobs or whatever else, or they're homesick. Who knows, right? And so the idea was like, what if we just put out a video every single day? Have something new for somebody to watch, right? And they're literally like, our first 1 million view video was me in my garage talking about like the top 5 guns for home defense, because everybody's searching that now because people are home all the time and stuff like that. And so we got several videos, which is me in the garage and Ryan just behind the camera there, and we put out a video every single day, fully edited, at least 10 minutes in length, to hit all the algorithm check marks and all that stuff. And we did that for like 860 days. That's cool. So a lot. 860 days.
SHOT Show and all that, of course.
Oh yeah, that's what we're kind of like known for. Our bread and butter is like show coverage. Yeah, it's like the NRA No Meat and SHOT Show, and then we do like also like training events too. If somebody invites us out, like we did like a low light, no light, white light not competition, but training event with Kyle Lamb, who was a Black Hawk Down vet. And with Surefire, and that was really cool. We did Chris Tonto Pronto for 13 hours. He was one of the CIA badasses there. He hosted a course too, and we were out there and we trained with him up in Kansas, I think. And so we do stuff like that too, and it's pretty cool. People like watching that, and then all of a sudden they feel like they're getting a piece of like knowledge from these legends. Also with like Clint Smith from Thunder Ranch, Vietnam vet, badass. And so people watch that, they see the drills that we're running, they like to incorporate that into some of their range time if they can, and then they hear the knowledge from some of these legends, and it's like, yeah, this is pretty freaking cool. So we do that too.
Very cool.
Yeah. But the show coverage is definitely some of our top-notch stuff.
Oh yeah, show coverage is amazing.
We do extreme show coverage. We bring editors with us. So if you want to know what happens at SHOT Show, by 5 o'clock day one, we have an hour-long video out.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
At 1 a.m.
Quick turnaround.
An hour-long video out.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
We even did podcasts. We had a hotel room, like what was that, suite or something?
Yeah, we had the suite, and we would bring up guests and record podcasts with and stuff like that. So. Oh yeah, we go hard on shows.
Yeah,
like
that's cool.
In cars, in guns.
And just about everything.
And guests.
And guests.
Hell yeah.
So what's your go-to gun at home defense? What do you have? I'm sure you have.
I have what is the SIG Legion?
Which one? You got like a 226 or?
It's a 9mm. What do they call it? The SIG. It was given to me by a bunch of Green Berets as a gift for raising money for them. They bought it for me.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. It's probably a 226 because that's because that's
just
a
classic. I have the old Wingmaster pump shotgun. I've got a Shockwave. I've got a 300 Blackout that actually Neil before he died set up for me.
Oh really?
Yeah. And then I've been loving Daniel Defense. A couple times a year they give me 50% off.
Yeah, that's cool.
Matt Hurt's a good buddy over there.
Yeah,
their marketing.
So that's pretty close with it.
Yeah. Love me some Daniel.
yeah. So they give me half off. And so I've got their 308, and I put a suppressor on it. Silencer Co. sent me a bunch. So I've got a suppressor on it, Vortex optic, and then I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna deer hunt with this ridiculous rifle, and I absolutely love hunting with it.
Oh, I bet,
It's fucking, just send out 6 bullets, it's probably gonna drop. Legs flying, it's like, wow.
Parts flying.
That's very violent.
That's very violent. Well, it got the job done though, right?
Yeah, but I grew up on Norinco AKs and SKSs.
That's cool.
So I've got an old thumbhole stock from when I was a kid, and we had those in the mountains of Montana. I'd go hiking with my fucking little Norinco paratrooper. Yeah. Bayonet on the end. When I was 10, it was a typical gun for a 10-year-old.
Oh yeah, so for me it was M1 carbine with the bayonet. That's what I'd go tromping out with, so. Yeah, that's freaking cool, man. So yeah, you'll like, I think we still got some SKSs laying around. That was like our bread and butter. In 2019, 2018, I want to say we had 3,000 SKSs still like cosmoline covered in these crates.
Right.
And oh my God, going through them was just incredible. And they were Chinese-made SKSs, and since they were China-made, they had to actually sit in a neutral country. So they sat in like, was it Yugoslavia or something? Albania, I don't know.
Yeah, it was Albania.
Yeah,
Albania.
and so it had to sit in a neutral country there for like 40 years, and then it could be sold in the U.S. market. And then finally we get them, and so we see all the trench art and all that stuff that's on them, and
wow.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah, we used to order Norinco's by the case because we had a gun shop in northern Montana, but apparently the Norinco's are pretty good quality.
Yeah, they're legendary.
I'd beat the shit out of them and they'd be good.
Yeah.
You can clean the barrel with a shoelace if you're, I'd tell people before I could play a D chord, I could break down a Mac 90. Dust cover, piano spring, blah, 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 disassemble and put it back together. My stepdad was pretty crazy off grid in the woods for certain reasons. So. There's some weird shit going on in Montana and in Idaho in the early 90s. I'm sure you remember the news. Between Randy Weaver and there was another one. What was the other one? Freeman?
Yeah. There's a couple things that took place during that time. Yeah, thanks to three-letter agencies. Pointed at Kai.
Hopefully it's the last one.
2 and 3-letter agency?
Yeah, former FBI.
Nice.
Yeah, the name is just, lately, I was just on the phone with one of my very close friends. He's a retired supervisor special agent in Texas. Like, dude, we can't even talk about it anymore. Like, people are just hating.
Oh, yeah. They're upset about it.
Well, I'll tell you this. Like, the reason I'm out because a couple of corrupt agents. Political stuff. That's why I left. But there's some, good folks in there, too. Like, good conservative folks in there, too.
Like, I definitely believe that there's a good... I don't even want to say a good side, but I do want to say that there's definitely good people doing things. Like the guys that are catching the child traffickers and stuff like that.
Right.
Hell yeah. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely.
FBI used to be so revered and respected, and then it just got attached to presidents and shit. And
it became
depends on who I'm
political
talking to.
opposition.
Like, there's some folks like I meet, and if that comes out, I generally don't talk about it. Like, you got to bring it out of me. They're like, oh, it's great, even to this day. But some folks, like the comment section sometimes, they hate it.
Right.
They don't like it.
Yeah,
my cousin in Montana was U.S. Marshals for 10 years, and he got in a nasty gunfight, and his wife made him get out, so now he's Social Security. So he got to keep his whatever, federal. He still has the same badge, which I love because he can walk on a fucking airplane with a pistol, and I'm like, that's so
I used to do that, dude. And just like for
you become an air marshal, like you board ahead of time, I believe, and you have to let him know that you're carrying a weapon. And he said you can't drink and you can't sleep, and I'm like,
no security. Like I used to bring a bunch of alcohol. I'd be on a plane. I went to Chicago. I had a bunch of guns because I was an agent in Seattle. I had like 10 guns. I brought a big backpack with me. And I put all my guns in it, and I just boarded a plane. And it was on the overhead hanger. There's like 10 guns on it.
My dude in Nashville, Jim, is a sniper for the Secret Service. And I took him to the airport once, and he showed me his carry-on. I'm like, what the fuck? Broke down. He's got his night vision, his helmet. He's like, you pick it up, and it weighs a fucking ton. Dude. And he goes, I get on the airplane before everybody. I tell the flight attendants, don't touch his bag. I put it up there.
You meet the captain, you have to.
Yeah.
Because you go in, you show the captain your papers. I always ask them, are you guys armed? They're like, nope, we're good. I'm like, well, I'm armed over here, good to go. They know who I am, all that stuff. If there's anybody else armed on the plane, they'll tell you. One time I got on, there was a DEA guy. Because those guys, like, the FBI can go on vacation with your gun. But those DEA guys, the ATF, you literally it's got to be official business.
Yeah.
Right.
So one time I got on the plane, they said, hey, I don't remember, like 27A is also armed, FYI. DEA, I was like, okay. So I'm like behind him on the right side. I get in, I sit down, he's like this. He looks up, and I look at him, I look at him like, he does the same thing. Yeah. That's it, we don't talk.
He's kind of like Glock, SIG, respect.
Yep. But dude, I made that mistake. I was like, oh, it's so cool. I was going to go to Florida from Seattle. That's 6 hours, right? 5.5, 6 hour flight. I was like, I'm just going to fly armed. I'm going for fun. Right?
Yeah.
Well, you can't drink if you're flying armed.
You can't sleep.
And you can't sleep.
Those are like two of my favorite things.
And I'm like really tired.
And carrying guns. I mean, like
the entire flight attendant know who you are, so it's not like he can fake it. Right? So I'm really tired. This 6 hours, I can't do anything on vacation. So
eyes wide, dude. You just gotta hold your eyes.
So after that, I was like, I'm not flying armed anymore. I just only official business.
Right.
It's cool in theory, but it's not all that cool.
My cousin did a extradition from South America, and I'm like, how the fuck does that work? And he's like, we can't bring guns. U.S. Marshals cannot go to a foreign country with weapons. So they went down, and he goes, we had Interpol guys, and he's like, high-level threat, like drug dude, cartel dude, and he's like, we took him out in a hoodie, And in the hoodie, we had him cuffed in the pockets, and we just are wearing street clothes with eyes all over. And he's like, in Interpol, you can't really trust them. They're not fucking great.
Right.
And his family was with us, and he was like, this was fucking sketch. We're like in this shitty ass country with a dude. We have no guns, and we're supposed to get this high level drug dealer out. They got him out, and they got him to court. But I was like, God, you can't bring guns overseas. He's like, no, unless it's a friendly country, you know, even Canada, he said Border Patrol has to like do certain shit for them to even carry a weapon up there. They have to approve it.
Oh my God. Yeah, that does not sound like a great time.
I asked if I could go on that one. He said no. Charlie Sheen, huh?
Yeah,
Charlie Sheen.
That was one of the things. Like Charlie Sheen, I've always liked him. Obviously, he had some controversy, whatever.
A little bit.
Yeah. Who didn't? You know,
winning. Was it Tiger Blood?
Yeah.
So, he was winning. What's he up to nowadays? Like when it comes to Hollywood?
He was getting back into it, then the writer's strike and actor's strike happened. He has custody of all of his kids, which he told the judge for years that he wasn't the crazy one, it was his ex-wives. And he's been sober somewhere between 6 and 8 years, and I've actually been over to his new place.
Oh, good for him.
Normal dad, he lives in Malibu, and him and his dad and his brother all live pretty close to each other. I mean, what a remarkable family, you know?
Yeah.
I haven't met Dad yet. I keep throwing it out there. I even asked Charlie's son. He's like, yeah, we're going over to Grandpa's later for a barbecue. And I'm like, can I be your guest? Max is 12. I'm like, Max, can I be your buddy?
Yeah, dude, Martin Sheen.
Kind of want to meet
legend.
Grandpa.
Yeah, absolute legend.
But just great family, great dude.
Yeah.
And the fact he's been sober and clean, and now he picks his kids up at school every day, and just a normal dad.
Cool. I know, obviously, that Mostly Stoned, you guys did that. He directed it, which was really cool. And do you guys have any upcoming projects together?
We talk all the time. I was chatting with him yesterday. I'm working with his brother now. I just did score the music for a new documentary called The Silver City Photo, where they found a new photo of Billy the Kid that they think places him after his alleged time of death as being alive. So they think that Brushy Girl Robert's story may be true, that Pat Garrett did not actually kill Billy the Kid, and that Billy the Kid died an old man in Canada. So I scored the documentary, and now they're talking about doing Young Guns 3, and if they do, I'm promised a role in Young Guns 3 and music. So I've been doing acting, did a couple Western movies the last few years.
Really?
Did one with Sam Worthington, and then I did one with Richard Dreyfuss, and it was Thomas Jane was in both of them. The Punisher, remember the original Punisher? And he found me, fell in love with me, and has put me in every Western movie he's done since. So.
That's freaking cool, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, you're pretty comfortable in front of the camera after 17 years, right?
Yeah.
I see why not.
Yeah, freaking do it.
Well, interesting, the last movie I did, the scene got cut, it made special, they had to cut 3 minutes, and they cut my fucking shooting scene out. And I got to have a gunfight with Isaiah Mustafa. He's the black guy that's the not the Red Bull, Old Spice guy.
Oh, no shit.
Old Spice. He gets out of the, he's also
I'm on a horse.
Yeah,
I'm on a horse.
He's also in It too. He's a former NFL player, and I was like, oh God, I got to work with this dude. He's legendary.
Yeah.
And he got out, and he goes, what's up, my man? He's like, this beard came here to party. And I'm like, oh shit, he looked me up. But I'm like, because I was looking up all the actors. I'm way out of my league.
Yeah.
And we did the scene, and I'm supposed to be this Confederate gang leader that beats him up in this cabin with my gang. And I'm like, Isaiah, I'm not really an actor. I'm here to learn. Like, I always go into situations like, I hate people that overstate their, qualifications.
Oh, sure.
Guns, vehicles, acting, whatever. Just be honest with people and learn. Learn from people better than you. So I always have that thing of like, teach me how to do this. I can learn shit quick. I'll show you the little clip from my movie.
Yeah, but going back to Billy the Kid, did you ever see the movie Old Henry?
No, I heard it's great. Who's in that I know?
Somebody? Yeah, so it's actually the awkward looking guy from like Oh Brother, Where Art Thou?
Right.
You remember him? And he's like, he thinks the other dude was turned into a toad or whatever.
Yes.
So it's that guy, and he plays Billy, and he plays it so well. It's a really good movie. But yeah, so Old Henry, definitely check that one out.
And then I worked with Sam Worthington on another film. These are all just small roles I have. I'm just trying to build a little Rolodex, and if I get Young Guns 3, that'll be dope.
That'll be really cool, yeah.
But that one,
it's gonna be that.
I went to talk to Sam.
Yeah.
He's a character actor. He wouldn't come out of character at all. So I went and said, Mr. Worthington, very good to meet you. And he fucking growled at me and like tried to bite my face. And I'm like, oh, okay, because he was a crazy man that like rode in from the mountains.
Yep.
And even when he wasn't on set, he was still just
a crazy man.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, his hair's all greasy. I wouldn't talk, and I'm like, okay, that's fucking weird. I love doing Avatar.
Yeah, right?
So you got some. You're gonna do some more acting.
I love it. Yeah, it's not like my main focus. I just know that like Willie and Waylon used to do it, Johnny Cash, and I'm like, I just. They've all been filmed in Montana. They've all been old westerns, which I'm fascinated with Montana western history. So. Yeah,
I'm really interested in. Like, I mean, it's pretty cool. Like, I didn't know anything about the whole acting thing until I got out of the bureau and doing a couple of things. Dude, it's a very respectable thing. Like, it's not easy to just stand in front of the camera and be that person.
Right.
I tried that. Like, I was just most recently out in Turkey, and we were just kind of like doing a couple of things, and I was like, oh, this is not easy. Because I bombed completely. It was just not. I thought I was like, oh, it's easy. I can be that guy. And once they went action and all that, I just sucked.
Yeah.
You got to.
And I read for a bunch of movies I didn't get. Ended up getting 2. And I asked Isaiah, who's the Old Spice guy, and like I said, he's one of the stars in It 2, which was a major production. And I go, "What's the last movie you did?" He's like, 2 years ago. I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Dude, even an actor at my level, it's hard to get parts sometime." I was like, "Wow." So I didn't feel that bad because I'm like, my main focus is not to be an actor. I just enjoy westerns.